Hey there, you guys. It's me, Christian, and today we are reviewing Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I want to talk about Super Mario Bros. Wonder as a fan of Mario, as a fan of platforming games, and as someone who's been watching a lot of the reviews and a lot of the conversation around this game. And I think most people have it pretty on the same idea that this is among some of the best 2D platforming Mario has ever accomplished, especially in a post new Super Mario Bros. Era of gaming. And I think the only question I have is that yes, this is by far the best Super Mario 2D game since Super Mario World, but in a post Celeste world, in a post these fantastic indie 2D platformers, does Super Mario Bros. Wonder prove that Nintendo is the king of the 2D platformers? That yes, these indies that pull inspiration from a lot of their classic games are just that, right? They're pulling inspiration, and Super Mario Bros. Nintendo, they are the leading the charge in innovation, not just in 2D platforming, but just overall in that kind of game scope that Nintendo has pretty much cemented themselves as the main development studio, the main publisher that releases a lot of these 2D platformers. That's kind of their bread and butter. That's what they've done since the very beginning, and they've rarely ever strayed away from that. And yeah, the new Super Mario Bros. Series was very lackluster. It was very vanilla. It was very copy and paste, and it left a lot to be desired. And Super Mario Bros. Wonder looks to break the mold in so many different ways. So in this video, again, we're just going to talk about all that. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, this is a review of the game as it pertains to 2D platforming, as well as just the Super Mario Bros. Franchise in general. Do me a favor and like this video. If you guys like this video, please consider subscribing, as that does help us out tons. Without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. Alright, let's just hop in immediately to the very first thing that I want to talk about, and that is just the overall basic platforming, the way Mario jumps, the way Mario moves in this game. The thing that's weird about Mario, because even though he is the icon status for 2D platformers, for jumping on people's heads, he doesn't do a lot as far as varying it up specifically in his motions. When you think of Sonic, where he's very momentum based, the faster you go, the kind of more invincible you can become. When you think of Celeste, where she has that jumping motion that you can double jump and hit diamonds, and really think about that part of the physics of the game. Mario is more so just jump. It's that simple. He is Jumpman, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really do much as far as breaking the mold or making anything crazy. More so, it's the game and the world that Mario is in where the fun and the platforming really take it to the next level. Super Mario Bros. Wonder does this in phenomenal ways. The first thing that is immediately stands out in this game is how fun the game and the world is. And not to mention the fact that they actually removed the time limit. Yeah, so in every Mario game, there's always a time limit to pressure you into completing this level in X amount of time. So if you're taking it too slow, you might end up just failing the level because you couldn't platform fast enough, etc. Super Mario Bros. Wonder does that by erasing the time limit, and this adds another idea of what this game is. It isn't just your simple 2D platformer get to checkpoint. This is more like a sandbox world in 2D format. So you are Mario, and you're able to scroll left and right seamlessly, up and down a lot of times. You're able to really navigate and traverse these worlds to find little hidden cracks, find little nooks and crannies that might be hiding secret doors or wonder flowers or super abilities that you may want to experiment with and play with. And that is the, I think, difference maker for Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This is how it stands out in a huge world of tons of 2D platformers, from the indies, from the Sonics, from all these other developers and studios that do make 2D platformers still. Mario has still found ways to think outside the box, innovate, and be a little off the wall, be a little different and kooky and quirky, and still be Mario at its core, which is so unique and is so special. And it's the reason why Mario as an icon can fit into so many different genres and so many different games is because he himself is very just Mario. There's nothing crazy over the top about him. But because of that, he can fill in, gameplay motions. He can fill in different worlds and kind of seamlessly, make sense. So Super Mario Bros. Wonder being more of a sandbox, being more of the exploration and kind of having fun with the mechanics of the game, where does the difficulty lie then? And this is where I think Nintendo shows how they are approachable, shows how they're accessible. The reason why Nintendo is like the quote unquote family brand, and it's the fact that Super Mario Bros. Wonder in general is not a difficult game by any means. And I think if you think back at like Super Mario Bros. World, Super Mario 3, even the original Super Mario Bros., to a degree, there becomes a scaling difficulty. There becomes a point where it is really, really hard and you start to get skill checked. You start to, rely on your instincts and all the things that the game teaches you. Super Mario Bros. Wonder does not do that at all. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, it actually segments all the levels into different like star ratings. So 1 star being your easiest levels, 4 stars being your most difficult levels. So before you get into a level that you want to choose, you're able to decide, do you want to go the easy levels and go to the 1 stars, or you want to go to the more challenging platforming levels and go to the 4 stars and find your way out somewhere in between. You can go through the game without really beating any of the 4 star levels. You do get rewarded for doing it by getting more wonder flowers, more wonder seeds, as well as just getting awesome game design. But if you want to just play the game easier, if you're not really great at 2D platforming, they have the easier levels set up for you, and you don't have to force your way to do any of the levels. There's, obviously X amount of levels you have to do to beat the game, but in general, you get to pick and choose which ones are more suited for you, which ones you feel like you're just not having fun with. And I think that is a really cool way to approaching accessibility, to approaching making just the game more approachable to tons of people and a wide array of fans, whether this is your first time ever playing a Mario game or you've been playing since the NES or Famicom or whatever. And that is, again, it's cool and it's exciting, but it's not, I think, the biggest thing that makes this game fun. And the biggest thing that makes this game fun is the fact that they really want to rely on keeping you on your toes. You never get used to a certain like mechanic or a certain world or a certain level or theme, any of that stuff, because it'll change greatly depending on the type of level that you're playing, depending on the star rating, depending on just how they want to kind of go about these specific levels. Super Mario Bros. Wonder was developed with the idea of throwing every idea at the wall and trying to make sure everything sticks. And if you have an idea like a bunch of bouncing hippos, how are you gonna utilize that and make a world around that where that makes sense? And for whatever reason, it just works. And sure, the platforming in some of those like more quirky levels isn't the greatest platforming, but it's just fun. It's just fun to maneuver and play around with them. And then they do have some more difficult levels that rely heavily on some very, very quick, some very, very good instincts, some, amazing skills in platforming. So yes, they do have the challenges there for you if you're looking for that. But also, if you're just looking for a fun time to just have fun and, play around in, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is fantastic. It does amazing for this genre as far as moving it forward in not just, making the game more difficult, but just overall finding ways to experiment with the level design. And I think this is where 2D platformers really shine. It's one of the things that I gravitate towards Celeste so well, because even though Celeste was a pretty difficult game, in my opinion, the thing that's made it stand out so much more in the 2D platforming genre was the level design, was the way it got you thinking and saying like, hey, I can go this way and complete this level faster, or I can go the opposite way and get more collectibles on my way to the finish line or to the summit. And Super Mario Bros. Wonder does this very similarly, where you can go through the level, right? You don't have to get the Wonder Seeds. You don't have to go through X, Y, and Z route. You can just go straight across and complete the level if you want to. But you'd be doing yourself a great disservice, and it's actually a lot more fun to, veer off the beaten path. Whether the beaten path takes you into the background, takes you into the sky, takes you underground, takes you into weird places that you never expect to go. And I think that's kind of, again, the fun part of this game is the fact that they're keeping you on your toes. They're curving your expectations every left, right corner. You never know what to expect You never know what the Wonder Flower ability is going to be, how it's going to play a part into, this specific level. And I think Super Mario Bros. Wonder was built with that mindset, is the fact that they don't want any one, platforming mechanic to be the main thing. It's evident when you see things like the badge system. So in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, they have a badge system where there's a bunch of different badges that'll add like abilities or new skills to Mario, whether it be like using your hat as a parachute, whether it be like throwing a rope and kind of swinging like Spider-Man, or double jumping on walls. A lot of these really, really cool things that'll change the meta, and it'll change how you get through a specific level. And some of them, yeah, sure, they might make a more difficult level easier for you, but some could also make it harder for you if that's what you're looking for. Or some just make it outright more fun. Me, I absolutely love just the parachute hat. I use it often. I use it to double jump. I use it to, land better on a specific platform if I'm having trouble with it. It is a fun time, and I think it adds to, again, just my enjoyment of a specific level. I think Super Mario Bros. Wonder also does a great job by introducing a ton of new characters, tons of new like enemy varieties that not just look different or feel different, but also just like interact differently with Mario. You have that little jumping spike thing that'll jump every time you jump. And the way that those levels are set up so perfectly, where you have to kind of, make it jump in a way for you to proceed forward, right? Or if you want to make it jump so you can hit an item from a distance, or get a wonder seed for you, or kill other enemies for you, things like that I feel like really make this game really, really special, in the fact that Mario isn't just, platforming obstacles and trying to go around them. Sometimes the obstacles are the solution to the problems. Sometimes they actually become more beneficial to Mario to keep them alive sometimes. Like, I've had to use turtle shells in ways that I've never had to use a turtle shell before in a Mario game. And I think, again, in what is a decade-old franchise, what is, one of the oldest, icons in gaming, period, Nintendo still finds ways to show that Mario isn't just old hat. Mario isn't just resting on his laurels. Mario is innovative. Mario is creative and fun and just outright a good time. I've had a blast playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder, whether it be the amazing level designs, the amazing set pieces, just the overall fun that some of the levels are. And I feel like that's what this game is. And this game isn't just a next 2D Mario game. For me, this kind of feels like a celebration of Mario in general. The fact that they got rid of the time limit so you can just kind of enjoy and hang out in some of these worlds. The fact that you have all these different wonder seeds and collectibles to go through that'll add tons of replayability if you want to go back and, maybe go a different path, or maybe find a hidden door. Stuff like that not only, elevates this level or really proves Nintendo's place in gaming, that they make fun games, but it also just showcases how fun Mario can be. And I'm glad to see a lot of people who don't typically play 2D platformers really, really gravitate to this game and really, really sing it praise. It's evident in its Metacritic score. It's evident in all the fan reviews of this game. If you for whatever reason, if you have a Nintendo Switch and you haven't played Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I don't know what's holding you back. I would definitely make it a priority to pick up Super Mario Bros. Wonder, as I think it is one of the best games on the Nintendo Switch. I think Super Mario Bros. Wonder is one of the best games to release this year. I think Super Mario Bros. Wonder is among the best Mario games, period. And if you don't have a Nintendo Switch and you were wondering, oh, Super Mario Bros. Wonder looks pretty fun, is it worth it? In my opinion, yes. This is a game that I would buy a Nintendo Switch for, just to play these levels, just to have fun in this world. And I think that really does wonders for Nintendo, that they can drop an amazing game like this late into the lifespan of the Nintendo Switch. Just shows that Nintendo this entire time wasn't resting on the laurels of Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, the two games that really started this console off with, and people were like, wow, the bar is set really, really high for the Nintendo Switch. And we're getting closer to the wind down of the Nintendo Switch's lifespan, and we got games like Tears of the Kingdom and Super Mario Bros. Wonder that, in my opinion, showcase their two main IPs in such a different light, and really help elevate them and the console and just overall the brand in general. As again, everyone knows that Nintendo is a top tier development studio. They're a top tier publisher, and they make fun and quality games. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is just a stamp on on their place in gaming once again, that they're not just here to mess around. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, in my opinion, is one of the best games to release in a very, very long time, and is one of the funnest times I've ever had playing a game. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna leave my review with that. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is an easy recommendation to anybody and everybody. Whether you're someone who doesn't play these type of games, or you're either someone who loves these games, you're gonna get something out of this. You're gonna get tons of replayability out of this, and this is gonna be a game that, when you have kids, you're gonna want to show your kids this. This is gonna be a game that you're gonna want to show your parents and your family members. This is a really, really fun game that I think, again, everyone is just gonna enjoy. Those are my final thoughts on this video. And again, let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys agree, disagree, do you hate this game or do you love this game? All opinions are free and valid here. I'll leave it like that. See you guys on the next video.